Good evening, and welcome to Suffering in Silence with Minister Tia on Luv Bay Afrobeat Music Talk Radio. We are here with you every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. Luv Bay family, we are rising out of the ashes together. Our topic on this evening is self-affirmation. We have with us our co-host for the evening, Pastor May Davis of Greater Works Christian Ministries. Our guest for this evening is Sandy Harrigan Thompson, my dear friend. We are having a little bit of connectivity issues, so Sandy is working on joining us. If she isn't able, she will definitely be back with us another evening. So, Pastor May, I want to start with you on this evening. You want to just say hello to Luv Bay?
Hello, Luv Bay. It's so good to be back once again on a Friday evening. Whoop, 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 whoop. Listen, you never know what the conversation is going to be about. We hope that it's a blessing to you. I hope it encourages you, inspires you, motivates you, and is informative to you about the things that Luv Bay and Suffering in Silence brings to you on each Friday evening. If it's not for you, then you get information to share with someone else. But it's always a pleasure to come on the radio station to talk to you guys. Yeah, I love to talk, so I'm here today.
Well, talk to us about Sisters in the Pulpit. What do you have coming up?
Well, Sisters in the Pulpit is a group of women. Some of them in ministry, some of them are not. I always, when I say ministry, I'm talking about they're not actually preachers in the pulpit, but they are ministers, because if you are a mother, your auntie, your grandmother, you have somebody that you minister to. Your pulpit may not be in the church, but your pulpit might be in your kitchen. It might be on your job. So on tomorrow at 9 o'clock, from 9 to 10 Eastern Standard Time, God has given me a vision to bring women together, according to Jeremiah 9:11. He said, call for the skillful women. And so call for the skillful women to pray. So therefore, we have called on some skillful, powerful women to pray about the concerns of the nations. Yes, what's going on here and what's going on the other side of the world. Wherever there's trouble, we're going to be praying and going before the Lord about the conditions of this world. So each Saturday at 9 o'clock for an hour, we are going before the Lord with these skillful women who know how to intercede on the behalf of others, to intercede on the conditions of this world. So that starts tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And we're grateful that God has brought women together. Listen, we know how to talk to the Lord. We know how to cry out to the Lord. Yes. So we're going to be crying out for the whole month of June to the Lord about the conditions of the world.
And what's your email address if anyone wants the link to be able to join, and they can join any Saturday this month?
Okay, my email address is davismae, DAVISMAE 0208 @gmail.com. So if you email me and say you're interested, I will in turn send you the link so you can come on our Zoom prayer meeting on tomorrow. Listen, I know that you will be blessed if you tune in. You don't want to miss it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Sandy, are you able to hear me now?
I hear you loud and clear. Do you hear me?
Awesome. Yes, I hear you. We got Sandy. Yay! Okay. So, Sandy, please reintroduce yourself to Luv Bay.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me back. My name is Sandy. They call me Sandy. My name is Sandra Harrigan Thompson. And I'm a native New Yorker. I've relocated to Pennsylvania. And I'm an author of An Ordinary Woman Living an Extraordinary Life. Woo. An unpublished author. We haven't got it quite published yet, but we're there. Thank you, Luv Bay, for having me back again. I'm honored, I'm humbled, and thank you so much. And Minister Davis May, I'm sorry, is it May Davis?
Pastor May Davis.
May Davis.
Uh-huh.
My pleasure meeting you. Pleasure meeting you.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you. Now, the people can't see us, but I can see that you are a blinged out sister. Okay?
Absolutely,
You got your bling hat on. I have my bling hat on. We definitely got something in common. Okay?
Luv Bay, they look like twins right now. They look like twins.
I'm trying to tell you, we blinged out sisters today. Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Minister Tia, I know we're suffering in silence and coming out of the ashes, so I'm actually wearing a T-shirt that says, "Rise, Sister, Rise."
I see that. Nice.
Yeah, it's an organization in Wilmington, Delaware. It's a group organization of people that's living with HIV, and every year they have a big meeting, and everyone is proud to wear their "Rise, Sister, Rise" T-shirts. And I thought it was quite fitting.
Awesome. You have contact information to share for the organization?
It's called the Beautiful Gate in Wilmington, Delaware.
Awesome.
A Beautiful Gate. And that's it. It's easy to find Wilmington, Delaware.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's one organization.
I can find Wilmington, Delaware very, very good because I can throw a stone over there because I live in Better, Delaware.
Excellent. I'm so happy to be here once again.
We are happy to have you. So let me just share, just a few resources, and then we're going to go right into our topic, self-affirmation, on this evening. So the first resource we have to share is A Woman's Place. If you are experiencing domestic abuse in Bucks County, and this is in the United States, A Woman's Place offers free counseling, support groups, emergency shelter, and financial empowerment programs. They can also help you figure out how to talk to a loved one experiencing domestic abuse and how to recognize signs of abuse. A Woman's Place offers support to everyone in Bucks County, no matter your gender identity, race, age, or native language. If it isn't safe for you to call, they advise you to send a message on Facebook with your contact information and the best time to reach you. Their phone number, which is operational 24 hours, is 800-220-8116. Their website is awomansplace.org. We also have Laurel House, which was founded by the Women's Center of Montgomery County in 1980. Now the nonprofit provides free emergency shelter, transitional housing, counseling, group counseling, crisis response, and medical advocacy for all people in Montgomery County. Additionally, they can help you get a protection order or on a child custody case for free. If you need assistance, you can call their hotline or you can text HOPE, HOPE, to the number 85511. Their phone number is 800-642-3150, and their website is Laurel, LAUREL-house.org. And then we have the Domestic Abuse Project of Delaware County, which has been helping victims and survivors since 1976. If you are experiencing domestic violence in Delaware County, they can provide free counseling, support groups, children's counseling, ages 3 to 17, and legal and advocacy services. Likewise, if you need a safe place to be able to leave an abusive environment, the Domestic Abuse Project offers free, safe housing. Their address is 14 West 2nd Street in Media, Pennsylvania. Their phone number, which is 24 hours, is 610-565-4590, and their website is dapdc.org. And again, this is actually the agency that helped me when I was going through my issues. I received counseling from the Domestic Abuse Project of Delaware County. I received money from the Domestic Abuse Project of Delaware County. They actually gave me finances that I needed when I found a home to move into. Okay. And it was a grant. It was just given to me. I didn't have to repay it. I didn't have to jump through hoops. They were really there. They provided on the services that I needed. So if you need any of these agencies, please reach out to them. And again, our topic on this evening is self-affirmation. In January, we covered the topic of beauty inside and out. And we left with a homework assignment to look at ourselves in a mirror daily, to see who God created and appreciate who and how God made you. So I would say that tonight is more like a continuation of that effort to see beauty on the inside and outside of ourselves. And it's hard to do when you have not had the support of someone in your life encouraging you. And it's hard to do when you have or did have someone in your life who makes it their purpose and their goal to tear you down. So with that, Sandy, I would ask you first, and then Pastor May to talk to us about self-affirmation and self-healing. How important is it, and how do you do it?
Well, for myself, and I can only speak for myself through my process and through my life experience. And I've almost lived 7 decades now, so I've had a little bit of experience under my belt. Good times, bad times, the human experience. Mm-hmm. But what I've learned is, and this has taken a lot of time for me to learn, that I need to help myself first. Yes. I need to nurture myself, to take care of myself in every way possible so that I can be in a position or a condition that I'm able to help someone else. Just like they say when you get on the airplane, the first thing they tell you is, like, in case the oxygen comes down, you have to put on an oxygen mask, to put on your mask first, to make sure that you're covered first. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to help anyone else, like not even the children or a neighbor or something. You've got to put that mask on for yourself so to ensure that you're going to be in a well enough position to help somebody else. So my experience is that I've had to incorporate lots of tools and resources. God is good. We live in a time where there's all sorts of tools and resources to help us to nurture ourselves and to help ourselves heal and to grow and learn how to take care of ourselves first, immediately first. Find time, small amount of time, any amount of time, yes, to nurture and take care of ourselves. Not only in everything, but making it a daily practice to take care of ourselves first. In our diet, our exercise, hydration, our mental health, our spiritual health, all of that and more, all of that is needed to help in self-help. In my opinion, and what I see in my neighbors, my friends, the world around us, we all need to nurture ourselves first and love ourselves. If we're able to love ourselves, we're able to spread that and share that with others easily. But if we have nothing to give, if we're not nurtured and supported with ourselves first, our Father God, always, number one, Father God supports us and takes care of us. Our Creator has gotten us here, each and every one of us, and He takes care of us and supports us. But it's our job and our duty to take care of ourselves first before we try to extend ourselves elsewhere. That's just been my experience through this thing called life.
Oh, I agree 100%. If you've got nothing to give, and on top of that, you're still always giving because it's always being taken away from you, you will be depleted mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, every step of the way. It's like, a bank account. You keep making withdrawals. Eventually, you have to make a deposit somewhere. And if you don't, then you're overdrawn, and then you have issues. So, Pastor May, I would ask you now, how important is self-affirmation, and how do you do it?
It is so important to talk to yourself. A lot of people say, you talk to yourself. I sure do, and answer myself too. Okay.
Yes.
That's a lot of times I may not like the answer that somebody else gives me. Okay. So I find it that there are many times when there are negative conversations, negative words that come to you, even in your own thought process. Things that aren't going well, and you begin to talk yourself out of a lot of things that you need to push towards, things that you have dreams and visions about, and you may have gotten some conversation or negative words to say, "Oh, I don't think you're gonna be able to do that." I think having a conversation with yourself and knowing that the Bible says we can do all things through Christ Jesus that strengthens us. So a lot of times, as much as we can talk ourselves out of things, we can talk ourselves into some things. Mm-hmm. So I really believe that we have to make some declarations to ourselves when we get up in the morning. Listen, my knees, let me tell you, my knees sometimes hurt so bad, okay? I've already had one knee done. I have need the other one done. I'm like, you need to act right. I need you today, okay? You got to get yourself together. I need both my knees. I got to do X, Y, and Z, and I began to think of things I need to do for myself in order to make that happen, because we neglect ourselves. We won't go to the doctors. If we go to the doctors, if you're like me, I research everything. My doctors told me to stay off of food. I don't care what they say. Okay,
don't Dr. MD.
Don't be trying to tell me my MD just don't stand for Bay Davis. Listen, I research just what kind of medicine you giving me. Okay, well, Ms. Davis do not. Well, I gotta research it first. Okay, and they said, "Well, I'm the medical doctor." You sure are, but this is my body. Okay, and I pray over this body every day. Okay, and there's side effects to all that stuff that you are giving me. So I need to pray about it. I need to research it and find out what you are giving me to put in my body. Okay, and most of the time, I am right. Now, I used to have to make a bargain with my doctors. Okay, now listen. Okay, let me do it my way first. Okay, what I got to do. Okay, tell me what I got to do. I got, this is my body, and I need to know how to help myself. You talked about exercise. Some of those things. They said, well, you need to do X, Y, and Z. I said, okay, that's what I need to do. Well, fine, you got it. And most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, when they tell me if you don't do X, Y, and Z, then you have to do this. I do this. And come back and say, bam, in your face. Didn't I tell you I would do it?
Yes.
So we have to take a concern about everything that we do, our health, our mental health. We have to sometimes talk to ourselves, tell ourselves we're worth it, give ourselves an opportunity to do things that will make us, your own self feel good. Yes. I don't do. I love my birthday. Every year I get another birthday. I mean, I'm just grateful to God. Yes, okay, I am like thankful. If you don't say anything, if you don't do anything, I know how to toot my own horn. Okay, exactly. It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
That's
Listen,
right.
If you don't give me a gift, I'm okay with it. I have my own money. I'll spend it. I tell my husband, I said, you don't have to worry about you. I don't know what to get you for your birthday. I said, just give me your credit card. That's all.
And yes, Sandy, Pastor May celebrates her birthday for the entire month of February. Yes, the entire month. And I'm not mad at you.
Listen, my birthday is the beginning of the month. It's February 8th.
What month is it? What month is it, Pastor May?
February the 8th.
My birthday is February the 20th. So
listen, you know what I'm talking about.
Celebrating 20, God willing, together.
Oh, I can't wait to see y'all February 2023.
Happy belated, just a couple days ago, Minister T. Happy belated birthday to you. God
Thank you. My birthday was last weekend.
Oh, no, you didn't. Have a birthday.
You know why? Because y'all wasn't going to be singing happy birthday to me in the pulpit.
Happy birthday. Listen, now you know for yourself, everybody waits for me to sing happy birthday today. Okay? I have a special song for everybody has a birthday that is very close to me.
Yes, she does,
You
Sandy.
know,
So I didn't say anything. I kept it quiet.
And now, so you know what? You get yours on Sunday. Okay.
That's it.
All right.
I'm not here with you.
All right.
Everybody gets a birthday song from me. Okay.
All right.
I
hear that.
All right, I'm going to wait for my song.
No, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Okay? You know, everybody has to let me know it's their birthday. Don't even play that. And yours, Sandy, is February what?
20th. Yours is the 8th?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh my
I
God.
won't forget. I won't forget.
I know you won't. I can't wait.
Give me Sandy's number so that I can put it in my phone so I can call her on February the 20th, 2023.
Oh my God.
you.
Love
I
Bay,
appreciate
we are
that.
going to come back. We are going to do something special in February. But having said that, I want to emphasize the point that it is okay to love yourself. It is okay
Yes.
to put yourself first.
Yes.
It is okay to have fun with you, just for you. You don't always have to, just put everything on everybody else. And you have to take care of your responsibilities and prioritize. But you got to prioritize yourself too.
And that's not being cocky. That's
Nope.
not,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
at all. It's none of that. Is that, you have to worry about numero uno.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the way you say it. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is me, number one. You gotta be concerned about yourself. I was thinking while Sandy was talking, when she talked about the analogy about the mask that that you have to put on in the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help anyone until you help yourself first. And I love that every time you get on the plane, they remind the people that please put your mask on first. You'll run out of oxygen trying to help somebody else. You'll never get your mask on.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay? So, it's not cocky. It's not being arrogant to, really make a declaration about yourself, how God has created you. I mean, everybody's different. God has made each of us unique,
Yes.
And, even though I got a roll here and a roll there, okay.
You're beautiful.
I'm still listening. Lord, I know I'm beautiful. You created me to in your image, and God is beautiful. My Father is beautiful. And then, if I'm concerned about the road that I need to go on a diet, okay.
But I think that the key part of that is if you are concerned, not about somebody else. Yep, not about somebody else's concern. So don't let somebody else project onto you their thoughts and their feelings. You are the most important thing. And as you said, it's not arrogant, it's not cocky, it's being sensible, and it's being responsible, and it's being respectful to yourself. There are some things that we absolutely would not do or say to other people. And I think we have to put that same importance on ourselves. There are some things that we should not do and say to ourselves. And Sandy, as you said earlier, self-affirmation is a daily thing. But I want to also mention it doesn't cost anything either. So nobody, I don't want anybody to walk away from this conversation thinking I need money to have proper self-affirmation. No, you don't. It doesn't cost you anything to speak positively to yourself.
Right.
And there's some really nice things we could do. You can go to the spa and you can, take yourself out on some nice trips and, do some, some spending and get some gifts. That's really nice, but you don't need that to affirm yourself. You can just take 5 or 10 minutes and sit quietly by yourself. Yes. You can go on a quick walk, or you can just sit, somewhere quietly. You can write a note to yourself. You can sit and read a book. It does not cost money. So there should be no excuse. And again, I know it's hard if we've never done it before, and if we've never had encouragement, and especially if there is someone who did or who is currently working against you, tearing you down. I know that it can be hard, but it's doable. You just start in small steps, just a little bit at a time. So break down the mountain. Let's take the mountain apart. piece by piece.
Right.
Let's just a little bit at a time. Just take 5 minutes out of your day. Go from there. But self-affirmation does not cost anything, but it is so valuable in the end.
And I would even suggest that, every morning when you get up, you brush your teeth, look in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And see how awesome God is to have made each of us, and that brushing your teeth and just, being grateful for who God has made you and who you are, yes. And believe it in yourself. Like I said, a lot of people will give you a lot of different conversations. I mean, you may be in a verbal abusive situation where, you don't get affirmation from your spouse or significant other. And, everything that you are getting is negative, Well, one of the things that I learned when I was young, and Sandy talked about, as a young person, we've had a lot of years of experience. When I was told, you would never be anything. You're just like your mother. She wasn't nothing. You're not going to be anything. And I took that in a different way. Oh, yes, I am. Mm-hmm. Okay. I took and reversed what I heard. Now, I wouldn't say it because he was my dad, and then, you couldn't talk back. You couldn't talk back then.
Yeah, talk back.
But I took those words and I would say under my breath where he would not be able to hear me is that, oh, yes, I will be this. Oh, yes, I will be that. I had to constantly remind myself, either that old thing that says, sticks and stones may break your bones, but nails will never hurt me. Oh, that is the biggest lie that we used to tell.
That's a lie.
That's the biggest lie that we used to tell kids, yes. At our age, our peers, when we were younger, and it would crush us inside,
Yes.
And so I had to stop saying that because it was a cover up when I was a kid, and it was actually a cliche that was created to work against those who were bullying you. It was a bullying. I guess being immune to bullying. I guess I was saying like that. So if someone said something like that to you, in order to keep your self-respect or anything like that, you was and what you said don't hurt me, and you be crushed on the inside.
Yes.
But just looking in the mirror and just appreciating who God has made you. When someone says that you can't, or you're not able, or you're not going to be. Never receive those negative connotations that are spoken to you, because you can, if that's what you want to do, put your mind to it, you can achieve anything that you want to, as long as you have breath in your body.
Yes.
That's right.
The Lord will make a way somehow. Right. We say that all the time, but that's the word continuously reminds us that our Heavenly Father is a promise keeper.
Yes.
He will keep his promise, but you got to tap into it. Yes. You have access if you want it. So
Sandy, how would you? What would you say to Luv Bay on how to tap into it, how to see it and recognize it, and how to do it? What would you say?
Well, I personally use affirmations, written affirmations. There's you can Google affirmations, and there's a million of self-help, self-encouraging words to make you feel better. But I decided to create the words that I need for me and in my daily, in who I am. So just a couple of mine affirmations that I say. First of all, when I wake up and I realize I am alive, I thank God for my presence, that I'm able just to wake up and be alive. The second thing I do after my moment of prayer with God, and after I realize I'm still alive, and I acknowledge my aches and pains or whatever it is I'm experiencing, I go into meditation. I go into, I've been recently learning how to self-heal myself by taking time to meditate, to go within myself, quiet time. The Bible talks about going into silence and to quiet time and to, to get yourself together also. So meditation I found is a great resource and a great tool to have a silent mind, to have absolutely no distractions, no nothing, just a few minutes. I only need like 10 minutes. Or longer is even better for me, but who has longer than 10 minutes to do stuff? I mean, you got to make that time. But private time to quiet the mind where you're not having these racing thoughts. What am I going to cook? What am I going to feed? What am I going to do? What am I going to wear? Where am I going? I have to do this. I have to do that. And today I got to do this. And I calculate the bills or whatever. Your mind is always doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we're sleeping at night, our brains are still rehearsing the last thoughts we've had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, according to science, our brain is always working. But meditation gives you a few minutes just to find yourself in silence and in quiet, a peaceful time where you're at peace with yourself. And that is such a rewarding time for me. When I open my eyes after a brief time of meditation, I'm rejuvenated, I'm renewed. I can go on with my intentions for the day. I have a clear intentions on what I'm focused on for that day. Mm-hmm. Whatever I have to do, I can get it done now much better because I've had time to quiet that quiet space. And I usually find that quiet space in the wee hours of the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning or sometime before the birds start even tweeting. Mm-hmm. Somehow I wake up that time now. It's crazy that I wake up that early, but that's when I find time to like really go into myself and regroup and get my intentions straight for the day. And it helps me to stay focused on what I would like to accomplish. I find that writing a journal and taking notes and writing down what I have, what are my intentions for each and every day. A little bit at a time. I got a million things to do. Mm-hmm. I got goals, dreams. I got lots of stuff I'm trying to get done. But I can't, and all of it at one time just makes me nuts and I get nothing done. I'd rather take a nap. Okay, none of that's getting done. I'm going to take a nap. You know, forget it. You know, maybe tomorrow we'll do this again. But I find if I could get 2 or 3 things done on my list of things to do in a day, that's beautiful. If I can get one thing done and get it done right and get it done the way I need it to have done, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Some days in my own crazy mind, when my mind is not balanced or I'm thinking clearly, it's hard to get into a balance to get one thing done. Yeah. So I appreciate and I reward myself by words of affirmation also. I have written notes. I have stuff written on the walls in big letters like I'm crazy. Anybody ever come into my space, you got some things to look at or read and you wonder, like, you know what's on my mind because I write it down. And I want in case I don't wake up in the morning. Like sometimes people don't wake up in the morning. Absolutely. When they come in my room, you know where my mind has been. You know that I went to a peaceful place, a happy place. You know.
Well, Sandy, can I say that big letters are not crazy because I need big letters to see now. I used to wear glasses to be cute and look sophisticated. Yeah. Now I need them. So nothing wrong with big letters.
You're still good, girl. You're still good because we can go through a whole conversation about the things that I am now finding a little bit challenging as I'm a little older. Like you will find me home after dark every night because I can't be out past dark. Like I can't leave before sun up. I can't leave before sun up. And I got to be home before dark.
Absolutely. Senior, don't stay out past dawn. Okay?
Got to be home.
Dawn, don't go out before dawn, and make sure you end before sunset. I'm like, listen, I'm not getting out there with the dead fires.
I have a clean, spotless driving record of 50 years. I'm 5 decades of driving. Every 10 years, I print it out for my kids. Yeah, try to do that every 10 years. If you've been clocking the highway, not doing 95 on 95 for many years, and if you could do that, you're good. So I want to mess up my driving reputation now because I can't see.
Listen, I'm right with you. They call me Madfoot Granny. Okay, so
I hear you.
Oh my goodness.
But as I was trying to say, I've written affirmations, and I'm just going to say a couple of mine that I can say out loud and live on Luv Bay Radio. But my affirmations to myself, so that I hear them. I speak out loud so I can hear the words, I can resonate back. Because I don't always have somebody to say, girl, you're so good, you're wonderful, you are the, there's not that kind of circle that I live in, that gives me a little boost that I need to keep on going. So I have to help myself. And this is part of my self-help, part of my affirmations. Here's a couple. I'm not going to give you too many because I am alive and very well today.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am a result of the Almighty God's favor, grace, and mercy. I am blessed beyond because I have another opportunity to get it right today. I will be a blessing to someone today in some way, some fashion or form. I've been granted an abundance of love to share. My smile makes people feel good.
Yes.
And they smile too. My inner glow shines through my sadness and my broken heart. My now moments are precious. And I really believe that. Right, if we live in the now, in the present, and you appreciate and be grateful for what you have in your own, whatever it is, whatever you have, be grateful for it because you're privileged to have that. Yes. Just the breath of life, period. We don't even pay it any mind that we inhale and exhale all the time. You only don't exhale and inhale when you die. That's when you stop breathing. So the breathing thing is powerful. Because I've started trying to do breath work also and learning how to use my breath to help my health, improve my health, and just the rhythm of breathing. Because science has found that there's so many benefits in just our breathing. And we take it for granted because we're breathing all the time. We're talking, we're breathing, So with those things in mind, and Tia, you got to pull me back into the conversation because you know I have a tendency to like go right off. So that's where my head is at and my space is. And I just want to share that with as many people as I can to know that you have the power within. God has given you the gift within to help yourself, to stay focused, help yourself, and so you can help some other people along this journey called life, which is a beautiful, wonderful gift.
Well, speaking of sharing, and I think there is nothing wrong with taking affirmations from someone else that someone else has written and using them for yourself. So speaking of sharing and helping other people, are you going to add your affirmations to your book?
Oh, well, that's a thought.
Okay, I just gave you an idea. Okay, I'm about to pat myself on the back because I just helped you, Sandy. I think that would be a beautiful thing. Either add it to your current book or start another book, of your written affirmations.
I started the second book. First book, guys, I have to say one thing. I've been writing this book for a while, An Ordinary Woman Living an Extraordinary Life, just based on the last 30-something years of my experience living with HIV, living healthy with HIV, and living in a very small community of people like myself that are living a good life and not taking any medications, not being on any antivirals, never having a detectable viral load, any of that. So God has blessed me with an extra gift, which I share with any scientific community that needs parts of my body, my blood, whatever, to help find a cure possibly, or find information about me. It's through my genetics that all this has happened, and that's allowed me to be here and living healthy as I am. That's God's doing and God's doing only. But scientists are finding it valuable to find people like me to help others, and for future generations and the generations to come, that there'll be answers and further answers. Scientists are finding out stuff all the time. But back to my book, there's a little pause. God works funny in my line. I've been working on this book for so long. But and just when I'm ready to jump off the table, there's several other activists, females in the community that have been working so hard over the years. And both of them have just written their books and gotten it published. This one sister, her name is Ray Lewis Thornton. The name of her book is Unprotected. She's been living with the virus for almost 40 years. Her story is powerful. She is dynamic and amazing, and she just did her whole memoir. She started it in whenever she started, and she's been talking about putting it out. It just got put out for her birthday. Her birthday was like 2 weeks ago. So God had me pause. I don't want to take the shine away from anybody in the community. I can sit back and wait. My information is important, and offers hope, but people need to hear these other folks first. There's only one other sister, Lynette Tarwick. Her book is called Diagnosis to Destiny. Now, I haven't ordered her book or read her book yet, but she's a local Philly girl from USA over here.
Okay.
And she's an amazing lady, too, and her HIV story. So my book will come out in God's timing. I know this now. I realize why. So I just had to share that. And I love to support my own sisters and their resilience and their tenacity and what they do and how they've worked so hard to come to where they, within their struggles. You know, we all have struggles, but theirs, to me, is greater than mine. I know I'm privileged and blessed. You know?
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing their information. Luv Bay, we want to welcome you again to Suffering in Silence with Minister Tia on Luv Bay Afrobeat Music Talk Radio. We are here with you every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern with the replay on Tuesdays afternoons, 1 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern, and also on Thursday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Luv Bay, we are continuing to rise out of the ashes together, and we want to share a few more resources. We have the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Just in 2021, 109 Pennsylvanians died from domestic violence-related incidents. The Pennsylvania Coalition Against Domestic Violence can help you no matter where you are in the state. They offer free counseling, shelter, legal services, and economic services for you and your children. Additionally, they have a directory of domestic violence programs in the state where you can find the closest one to your zip code. Their phone number is 800-799-7233, and their website is pcadv.org. Then we have the New Jersey Domestic Violence Hotline. If you or anyone you know is experiencing domestic violence in New Jersey, the state has a bilingual hotline that you can call. They will help you find access to services, including crisis intervention, referrals, and advocacy. You can call any day at any time. Their number is 24/7. The phone number is 800-572-7233. Their website is nj.gov/DCF/women/hotlines. And then we have Department of Children and Families. Under the Department of Children and Families, New Jersey operates the Office of Domestic Violence Services. The state funds programs in every New Jersey county that help children experiencing or witnessing domestic violence. The programs include access to shelters, counseling, advocacy, and legal, financial, and housing assistance. Their website is the same as the previous, but with a different ending for the landing page. nj.gov/DCF/women/domestic. So as we return to our topic, ladies, tell me what you think, but I have to believe that part of self-affirmation comes through setting boundaries. So much of our lives lead back to the boundaries that we establish for ourselves. So, for instance, for myself, I will not allow someone or something into my personal space that doesn't truly appreciate me. Now, we have to operate with people on a larger scale. Sometimes, we have to be in a crowd. We have to be out in the public. But intimate gatherings, at my home, private appointments, small spaces, if you can't be supportive, if you have to be combative, if you have to debate constantly, then I can't have you in my personal space. That takes too much time and energy.
Yes.
Because that behavior, it bothers me, and it will change my mood in a negative manner. And if my mood has changed, that means my thoughts have changed, and I'm not enjoying myself, or I'm not okay. And that's just not an atmosphere that I desire to be in. So it's self-affirming for me to remove myself from the situation or remove that individual from my private space. So self-affirming is also saying I'm not going to allow disrespect to come towards me. You know, I will deal with it and I'll move forward. I don't do sarcasm. I don't do the jokes with the underlying messages. I don't do passive aggressive. Just don't play with me. My space is important,
Bottom line.
and I protect it. And that's just.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
I mean, I don't do that. I mean, it's just too. It takes too much energy. So
anybody got time for that? Anybody got time for that? That's the build Anybody got time for the bullshit? No. We have too many things to do. We have too many things. And we live in a world now where so much is happening around us. You have to be on guard every time you go outside your door.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, you have to be alert and aware. You have to make those boundaries and decide, you know, where you're going to draw the, no, I'm not tolerating this. You're old, you're grown now. You have the right to be able to make those. I know I do have the right because I'm not tolerating this so much myself. You know, I don't put myself in a position to have those certain things happen. And I dismiss myself immediately from the situation. Excuse me. And I go. I can't. You know, I don't want to engage myself in any negative, because I can go right in. You can tell. You know. I'm not transformed, and I haven't, you know, I ain't real saved. So,
she said real saved.
Well, you know, most of the time I tell people, you know, if I see that there's a conversation that's going to go to the left, or if they're coming to me, one of them said, who do you want to talk to?
yeah.
Do you want to talk to Pastor May? Or do you want to talk to Francis? Francis is my middle name. Francis is a descendant of Roscoe Davis. Okay. Okay. Who would take out a penknife and declare he would cut you?
I didn't know him, but I get it.
Okay. So,
yeah.
So I said, who do you want to talk to? Okay. I've never been a cusser because my dad, he did enough of that in my growing up years, and I couldn't even formulate them, you know. But Roscoe is still part of who I am.
I hear you.
You know, he's still a part of who I am. So, therefore, if Francis does appear as Roscoe's daughter, okay, I may not cuss you out, but and I won't cuss, but you know, but you will know that you have been well corrected and reproved.
I ain't messing
in a
with
very nice way, and then I will say, now let's pray.
Yeah. We're gonna have to pray after that.
Well, you know, I'm not at that level. I'm still in the minister stage. I'm not at a pastor, okay? So I just leave. Just be done with it and go. Pastor May gotta clean it up because she gotta
I am wrong, and I have to know how to conduct myself properly. Okay. Because people can take you there. Okay.
Yes. So they will try you and test you.
Yes. Which is why I just go.
Them, and they look at me like I'm crazy. You know, when I say that, I said, you know, do you want Pastor Mary? Do you want Francis? Okay. Francis has a father that's name was Roscoe, a.k.a. Buck.
I hear that.
So, I
that's it.
Setting boundaries. It's a part of it.
Absolutely.
You have to set boundaries, and no one else can determine what your boundaries are. It's what makes you feel safe. It's what makes you and what keeps you whole and healthy. What keeps you okay. You might think it's too much that I will excuse myself and just go. Well, if you don't understand that and if you can't deal with it, that's quite all right. But that's what I need to do for myself in the moment, you know, or if I need to say, you know what, that really wasn't funny. You know, we need to have a little conversation about that. And that's how we can, you know, deal with it. That's what I need to do for myself, as opposed to someone doing or saying whatever they want to do that upsets me and pulls me into another place. And then I react in a way that I can't take back. And it's never about that moment. It always goes beyond that moment. Because if it bothers me there, if I'm angry there, then I'm going to be angry later. I'm taking that with me wherever I go until I deal with it and until I get it out.
Right.
So
that's right.
I'm not going through that process. I've already laid it out. I don't have that kind of time. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. And if you can't respect my... Pastor got to go a whole different route. Look, I'm not there yet, so
okay. As a pastor, there are some things that you have to deal with people, okay, that will bring stuff to you. That's part what a shepherd does. A shepherd, as a shepherd, we walk in our sheep's mess. Okay, all right, and sometimes they will bring you some really crazy stuff. Okay. And a lot of times I have to take a deep breath, okay, yes. And then ask that same question. Who do you want to talk to?
You know what? I'm sorry, I failed to mention Sandy is a minister as well.
I am. But I'm not an ordained minister. I'm a minister. I am a Universal Life Church minister. I can perform weddings and funerals in 48 states in America. I don't claim any, and I call myself an elder. I don't call myself a pastor or a minister or anything like that. I am an elder, and I am an elder, so
you're elder
for my elders.
You're elder. We're both elder statesmen.
Yes, and my years of wisdom. I've learned a lot in my journey. So
yes, absolutely.
So
so you have your universal, but we have a church that's stable in one place where people come to us, and my husband and I, and so there are things that we have to deal with in that capacity, and people do not make it easy for you as a pastor,
Right.
So sometimes I have to, help them to understand, what you're going to get into.
Yes.
And that helps me, okay? That helps me. All right.
Absolutely.
It helps me to know what type of control level that I am going to be at, So that, because first of all, I don't want to affect who I am as a pastor, as a woman of God. So I definitely have to have integrity with the office. And there are ways that, we have to learn how to adjust, because I don't want to make myself look bad in the eyesight of God.
No.
Let alone let somebody else take me there. Okay.
Right. I hear you.
So, ladies, we have just a few more minutes left. So I would ask for final words from you first, Pastor May, and then Sandy, if you could close us out on just self-affirmation. It is important. We need to do it daily. It doesn't cost anything, but what you get from it, you can't attach a value to it. And protect yourself, your heart, your mind, whatever it is that you do for yourself. Create your boundaries if you have not already. And when you have your boundaries, protect your boundaries. So, Pastor May, your final words on this evening.
Okay. This was really good tonight. I have enjoyed the conversation. One of the things that I would want to say to someone that has not or in the process of learning how to motivate yourself or to self-help yourself through words of affirmation, learn how to laugh.
Yes.
The Bible says that laughter is like medicine that will do you well. Learn how some of the stuff that I have done or do, I have to I don't know what I was thinking about, so I have to, we have to learn how to laugh and then be able to move on, not stay there. We all have made mistakes. We all have done things that are wrong, things that we regret that we have done. But the one thing you cannot get back is the past.
Yes.
Okay. And so learn how to move forward and learn how to love yourself. Love yourself first. Love God and then love yourself, which will teach you how to love others.
Yes.
But make sure you learn how to at least love God, love yourself, and people will learn how to love you as well, because you have learned how to love yourself.
Yes.
And so that's very important. But laugh a little. Don't be so hard on yourself, and don't entertain so much negativity from others or even from yourself. Okay, there's words have power, and there is life and death in the power of our words. So that's why self-affirmation is so important. That we take the power that God has given us by spoken word. That's why you do your affirmation out loud. That's why I talk to myself out loud sometimes. Words have power. Learn how to laugh. Yes, we've made some mistakes, but learn from them and move forward, and begin to allow yourself to know that God still has you here. One of the things I used to say when I'm partying on a prayer line or whatever, or if I'm talking to someone, have an amazing day on purpose.
Yes.
Because you have one opportunity to fulfill your purpose during that day, because you don't have to have another opportunity to do it the next day, because we don't know if we're going to be here.
Yes. Sandy?
Once again, thank you for having me on. And about affirmations and self-love, it's a learning process like everything else, to be able to love yourself, especially when you haven't been taught how to love yourself first.
Yes.
We have to start with the small things that make us feel good about ourselves, especially if we don't have someone else to motivate, encourage, and inspire us. We have to look in the mirror, as Pastor May said, and, just admire God's creation and admire the wonder of who you really are. Because each of us have unique contributions to our existence here on this planet. We all have a lot of love to share, but we've got to start with ourselves first, caring about ourselves, not speaking derogatory or negative by ourselves. Like sometimes we'll say to ourselves, like, oh, I can't. And the more you say you can't, then you probably won't. But if you say, I can, say motivational and inspirational stuff to yourself, things to yourself to encourage you, to boost yourself, to boost your own self-esteem, to help yourself, the better off you'll be, and you'll find yourself able to help others along your journey.
Yes.
I think it's a blessing that we were able to have this conversation and we're able to share what we've learned with others. So basically, that's my final word for today. For today.
Because you will be back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sandy, for being with us. We absolutely do want you and need you to come back and just share with us more in the future. Luv Bay, if you want to catch up on previous episodes from the program, you can visit our YouTube channel, Suffering in Silence DV. We want to thank you for joining Suffering in Silence with Minister Tia on Luv Bay Afrobeat Music Talk Radio. We are here with you every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. In Luv Bay, we are continuing to rise out of the ashes together. Good evening.